Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are once again at the center of global attention, as their high-profile relationship faces an intense wave of public criticism. Amid relentless media scrutiny and divided public opinion, the pop superstar and NFL star have reportedly made a clear decision to tune out the noise and focus on each other. Since their relationship first became public, Swift and Kelce have dominated headlines across entertainment and sports media. Every public appearance, from stadium sightings to casual outings, has been closely analyzed and widely shared. What initially appeared as a celebrated crossover between music and sports soon evolved into a flashpoint for controversy, with critics questioning the authenticity and impact of their relationship. Much of the criticism has played out on social media, where some fans and commentators have accused the couple of orchestrating a publicity-driven romance. Swift, in particular, has faced backlash from sports audiences who argue that her presence has overshadowed NFL coverage, while Kelce has been criticized by skeptics who claim the attention could affect his performance or reputation as a professional athlete. According to sources close to the couple, both Swift and Kelce were fully aware that their relationship would invite scrutiny. Swift has spent nearly 2 decades navigating fame, public judgment, and repeated cycles of praise and backlash. Kelce, meanwhile, is no stranger to pressure, having built his career under the constant evaluation that comes with elite-level professional sports. This shared understanding is said to have strengthened their bond rather than weakened it. Rather than responding publicly to the criticism, the couple has chosen a notably restrained approach. They have reduced unnecessary public exposure, avoided provocative statements, and maintained a low profile outside of their professional commitments. This silence has stood out in an era where celebrity relationships often play out in real time across digital platforms. Industry observers suggest that this decision reflects a strategic and emotionally mature response. By refusing to engage with speculation, Swift and Kelce have allowed the narrative to shift naturally. Instead of escalating controversy, their calm presence and consistent support for one another have gradually reframed public perception. As criticism reached its peak, many fans noticed a contrasting development. The couple appeared increasingly grounded and united. Small gestures of support, quiet appearances, and an absence of visible tension fueled speculation that the external pressure may have actually reinforced their connection. Analysts note that this turning point marked a shift from skepticism toward renewed curiosity and respect. The evolving narrative has prompted broader discussion about the realities of modern celebrity relationships. In a media landscape driven by constant engagement and instant reactions, choosing privacy and restraint can be interpreted as a powerful statement. Swift is known for processing personal experiences through her music rather than interviews, while Kelce has consistently allowed his actions on and off the field to speak for him. Neither Swift nor Kelce has issued an official statement addressing the criticism directly. However, their continued presence together has been widely interpreted as a clear response in itself. For many observers, the message is simple. Validation does not need to come from headlines or trending topics. As the spotlight continues to follow them, their relationship has become less about speculation and more about resilience. The decision to prioritize personal connection over public approval sets them apart in an industry often fueled by exposure and reaction. Ultimately, the story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is no longer just about celebrity romance. It reflects how 2 globally recognized figures confront pressure, protect their personal lives, and choose focus over frenzy. In the face of criticism, their quiet unity may be the most compelling headline of all. As public debate continues to swirl around their relationship, the broader context surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce has begun to draw even deeper attention. The conversation is no longer limited to whether their romance is real or strategic, but has expanded into how modern celebrity culture consumes personal relationships at an unprecedented speed. In this environment, every decision to appear or not appear together becomes a statement, whether intended or not. Media analysts note that the intensity of coverage surrounding Swift and Kelce reflects a larger shift in entertainment news, where celebrity relationships are treated as ongoing narratives rather than private developments. With Swift's global fanbase and Kelce's status as one of the most recognizable figures in American sports, their relationship exists at the intersection of 2 massive audiences. This convergence has amplified reactions, making even neutral moments feel polarizing. Despite this, sources indicate that Swift and Kelce have deliberately resisted the pressure to control the narrative. Rather than offering interviews or curated explanations, they have remained consistent in their behavior. Swift continues to focus on her music and business ventures, while Kelce maintains his professional commitments in the NFL. Their refusal to blur personal and professional boundaries is seen by some insiders as a calculated effort to preserve long-term stability rather than chase short-term approval. Observers have also pointed out that criticism toward the couple often reveals more about public expectations than about the relationship itself. Swift has long been subject to heightened scrutiny regarding her personal life, with each relationship historically framed as material for speculation. Kelce, meanwhile, operates in a sports culture that often resists crossover with pop entertainment. The backlash, therefore, may stem from discomfort with these worlds colliding rather than from any concrete issue between the two individuals. As weeks pass, a noticeable cooling of public outrage has emerged. Trending discussions that once dominated social platforms have gradually given way to new topics, while coverage of Swift and Kelce has shifted toward a more observational tone. This change has reinforced the idea that their decision to remain composed and private may have been effective. In an attention-driven media cycle, silence can sometimes outlast controversy. From an industry perspective, the relationship has also sparked discussion about the evolving role of celebrity partners. Rather than being seen as distractions or accessories, Swift and Kelce are increasingly viewed as equals navigating parallel pressures. Both possess independent success, financial security, and cultural influence, reducing the traditional power imbalance often present in high-profile relationships. Fans have taken note of this dynamic. Online discourse among supporters has increasingly emphasized respect for boundaries, with many praising the couple's ability to maintain composure. For a segment of Swift's fanbase, this relationship represents a departure from past narratives, one marked by emotional steadiness rather than public turbulence. For Kelce's supporters, it highlights a version of masculinity that is supportive rather than reactive. Still, the spotlight remains intense. Entertainment outlets continue to monitor subtle cues, attendance at events, body language, and scheduling overlaps, searching for signs of change. Yet each attempt to extract meaning has so far been met with the same outcome: consistency. No dramatic gestures, no public disputes, and no visible effort to leverage the relationship for attention. This sustained calm has led some commentators to suggest that the true turning point has already occurred. The initial shock and criticism may have served as a stress test, revealing the couple's priorities early on. By choosing discretion over spectacle, Swift and Kelce appear to be defining the terms of their relationship on their own timeline. In a media climate where overexposure often shortens the lifespan of celebrity romances, their approach stands out. Rather than feeding the cycle of reaction and rebuttal, they have allowed time to dilute controversy. This strategy, while less dramatic, has proven resilient. As of now, there is no indication that either Swift or Kelce plans to alter this approach. Their actions suggest a shared understanding that not every narrative requires correction, and not every criticism deserves acknowledgement. For two individuals accustomed to public judgment, this restraint may be the most deliberate choice they can make. Ultimately, the ongoing story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to unfold without grand statements or public declarations. Instead, it is defined by continuity, mutual support, and a refusal to be dictated by external pressure. In an era where visibility is often mistaken for authenticity, their decision to focus inward may redefine what strength looks like under the spotlight. As public interest gradually shifts from controversy to curiosity, one thing remains clear: by prioritizing each other over public opinion, Swift and Kelce have quietly reshaped the conversation. And in doing so, they have demonstrated that sometimes the most powerful response to criticism is simply to move forward, together. The ripple effects of their decision continue to be felt across both industries they represent. In music circles, Swift's ability to compartmentalize her personal life has long been viewed as a survival skill, honed through years of intense scrutiny. Her recent public appearances, focused strictly on professional milestones, have reinforced the perception that she remains firmly in control of her narrative. There have been no subtle lyrical teases, no carefully timed statements, only a steady continuation of her work, suggesting that her priorities remain unchanged despite the noise surrounding her relationship. Within the sports world, Kelce's response has been similarly measured. Teammates and analysts have noted no visible shift in his preparation or mindset. On the field, his performance continues to be evaluated on merit alone, a factor that has gradually weakened claims that his personal life is a distraction. For many observers, this consistency has become one of the strongest counterarguments to the criticism he initially faced. What has emerged is a broader conversation about public entitlement to celebrity lives. The Swift-Kelce dynamic has inadvertently highlighted how quickly admiration can turn into judgment when expectations are not met. Their choice to disengage has forced a subtle recalibration, prompting media outlets to rely less on speculation and more on observable facts. In doing so, the tone of coverage has grown noticeably more restrained. Cultural commentators suggest that this shift may signal fatigue among audiences themselves. In an era saturated with constant updates, audiences are increasingly aware of the artificial nature of manufactured drama. The absence of reactive behavior from Swift and Kelce has, in some ways, exposed the mechanisms of outrage culture, where controversy often relies on participation from its subjects to remain relevant. As time passes, the relationship is being discussed less as an anomaly and more as a case study. Analysts point to the rarity of two high-profile individuals entering a relationship without attempting to leverage it for branding or visibility. Both Swift and Kelce possess established platforms that do not depend on one another, allowing them to resist the incentive structures that often fuel public spectacle. This independence has proven crucial. Without the need to justify their choices to fans or sponsors, they have been able to prioritize emotional alignment over optics. Insiders describe their interactions as grounded and intentional, emphasizing mutual respect rather than performative displays. These descriptions, though sparse, contrast sharply with the hyperbolic narratives that initially dominated coverage. The public's gradual acceptance of this reality has not come through persuasion, but through repetition. Each week that passes without incident further normalizes their presence as a couple. The lack of escalation has effectively rewritten expectations, turning what was once viewed as controversial into something routine. From a media standpoint, this evolution underscores a familiar truth. Controversy without escalation loses momentum. Swift and Kelce's refusal to provide new angles has left little material for sensational framing. As a result, the relationship has transitioned from a headline-driven story to background context within their larger professional lives. There is also a generational element at play. Younger audiences, particularly those accustomed to digital overexposure, have expressed growing appreciation for boundaries. Online discussions increasingly frame the couple's approach as aspirational rather than evasive. The idea that privacy can coexist with fame has resonated with fans who themselves navigate constant visibility in digital spaces. Still, the story is far from static. Public interest remains, but it has matured into a quieter form of observation. Rather than demanding proof or performance, audiences are watching for continuity. Each appearance together, understated and unremarkable, reinforces the same message. Stability does not require explanation. For Swift, whose career has often been shaped by the interpretation of her personal experiences, this phase represents a notable departure. By withholding commentary, she has reclaimed a level of authorship over her life that extends beyond music. For Kelce, the experience has expanded his public image, positioning him not just as an athlete, but as someone capable of navigating complex cultural attention without losing focus. As industry narratives continue to evolve, one conclusion is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. The criticism that once threatened to define their relationship has instead highlighted its resilience. By choosing alignment over reaction, Swift and Kelce have demonstrated a shared philosophy. Attention is temporary, but intention is lasting. In the end, their story continues not through dramatic turns, but through persistence. Each day without disruption adds another layer of quiet affirmation. In a media environment driven by urgency and extremes, their steady pace stands out. What remains is a relationship unfolding largely beyond public control, shaped more by internal decisions than external pressure. And in a culture that often demands constant access, that choice alone has become the most telling development of all. As the narrative settles into this quieter phase, attention has turned toward the long-term implications of how Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are handling public pressure. Entertainment editors and cultural analysts alike have begun to frame their relationship not as a fleeting moment of celebrity fascination, but as an example of how influence can be exercised through restraint. In a media ecosystem conditioned to reward immediacy and reaction, their approach stands in stark contrast. Behind the scenes, industry insiders suggest that both Swift and Kelce benefit from strong support systems that allow them to remain grounded. Swift's inner circle, known for its tight-knit and fiercely protective nature, has long encouraged her to prioritize personal well-being over public approval. Kelce, similarly, is surrounded by a professional environment that values discipline and consistency, traits ingrained through years of elite competition. These parallel structures are believed to play a key role in how the couple navigates scrutiny without internalizing it. What has also become apparent is how quickly public narratives can shift when deprived of fuel. Early criticism relied heavily on conjecture, often amplified by algorithm-driven platforms that thrive on polarization. Without reactive statements or visible conflict, those narratives gradually lost traction. Media coverage, once speculative and emotionally charged, has increasingly leaned toward neutral observation, focusing on verifiable actions rather than imagined motives. This transition has not gone unnoticed by brands and industry stakeholders. Marketing analysts have pointed out that the couple's refusal to exploit their relationship commercially has reinforced their individual credibility. Rather than diluting their personal brands, the decision to keep their private lives separate from endorsements and promotions has preserved their authenticity. In an age where personal relationships are frequently monetized, this restraint has been interpreted as a sign of confidence rather than missed opportunity. The broader cultural impact of this dynamic is also beginning to surface. Discussions around the couple have sparked renewed conversations about boundaries, consent, and the limits of public access. For many observers, the situation highlights a growing tension between audience curiosity and individual autonomy. Swift and Kelce's stance suggests that visibility does not equate to obligation, a message that resonates beyond celebrity culture. As months progress, their relationship continues to exist in a space that is neither hidden nor performative. Occasional public appearances confirm continuity, but offer little else for interpretation. This balance has effectively redefined how their story is consumed. Instead of unfolding through dramatic reveals, it advances through subtle confirmation, reinforcing the idea that stability itself can be newsworthy. From a journalistic standpoint, the evolution of this coverage reflects changing audience behavior. Readers and viewers appear less responsive to exaggerated framing when outcomes remain unchanged. The sustained calm surrounding Swift and Kelce has encouraged more measured reporting, signaling a potential recalibration in how celebrity relationships are discussed in mainstream media. There is also a psychological dimension to their approach. Experts in public behavior note that disengagement from criticism can reduce its perceived legitimacy. By neither confirming nor denying speculative claims, Swift and Kelce have allowed attention to dissipate naturally. This tactic, while requiring patience, has proven effective in maintaining emotional equilibrium under sustained observation. As for the future, speculation remains inevitable, but it has softened. Rather than predicting dramatic outcomes, coverage now centers on how the couple will continue to integrate their lives amid demanding careers. The focus has shifted from whether the relationship can withstand pressure to how it adapts over time. Ultimately, the ongoing story of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce illustrates a subtle but significant shift in celebrity culture. In choosing focus over frenzy and privacy over performance, they have altered the rhythm of the narrative surrounding them. Their response to criticism has not been loud or declarative, but consistent and deliberate. In a world where visibility is often mistaken for vulnerability, their quiet resolve offers an alternative model. As attention moves on and headlines change, what remains is a relationship defined less by external opinion and more by internal alignment. And in the long arc of public life, that choice may prove to be the most enduring statement they could make. As the discussion surrounding their relationship continues to evolve, another layer has begun to surface. How silence itself has become a defining element of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's public image as a couple. In an environment where celebrity narratives are often sustained by constant updates, their refusal to provide commentary has reshaped expectations. Rather than fueling speculation, their consistency has gradually reframed the story into one of endurance. Media professionals observing the shift note that the initial backlash was driven less by concrete events and more by projection. The rapid rise of their relationship into public consciousness created a vacuum, quickly filled by assumptions. Yet as weeks turned into months without disruption, those assumptions lost urgency. The absence of dramatic developments forced audiences to confront a reality often overlooked. Not every high-profile relationship follows a predictable arc. Within entertainment journalism, this pattern has become increasingly rare. The modern news cycle thrives on acceleration, favoring stories that escalate quickly and resolve just as fast. Swift and Kelce's relationship, by contrast, has resisted that structure. Its slow, uneventful progression has challenged the mechanics of sensational reporting, leaving little room for exaggeration. Observers have also highlighted how the couple's approach aligns with broader shifts in public sentiment. Audiences are showing signs of fatigue toward constant outrage and overexposure. In this context, restraint has begun to read as authenticity. The choice to prioritize stability over spectacle has allowed the relationship to exist without becoming consumed by its own coverage. From a reputational standpoint, this has had notable consequences. Swift's long-standing image as an artist in control of her narrative has been reinforced, while Kelce's reputation as a disciplined professional has remained intact. Rather than merging into a single public identity, they continue to operate as two individuals whose paths intersect without overshadowing one another. Industry insiders suggest this balance is intentional. Both Swift and Kelce have reached stages in their careers where external validation is less critical than long-term sustainability. With established legacies and loyal audiences, neither appears motivated to capitalize on temporary attention. This security has afforded them the freedom to disengage from unnecessary commentary. The reaction from fans further reflects this shift. Online discussions have become less polarized, with more emphasis on respecting personal boundaries. Supporters increasingly frame the relationship as a private matter unfolding naturally, rather than a storyline demanding constant engagement. This change in tone suggests a growing awareness of the costs associated with excessive scrutiny. As coverage continues, the language used by media outlets has subtly transformed. Headlines that once emphasized controversy now focus on context. Reports highlight continuity rather than conflict, presence rather than provocation. The narrative has matured, moving away from speculation toward observation. This evolution underscores a central reality of modern fame. Attention is not inherently harmful, but unmanaged attention can be. Swift and Kelce's response demonstrates an understanding of this distinction. By controlling their exposure without withdrawing entirely, they have maintained relevance without surrendering agency. Looking ahead, the relationship is likely to remain under observation, but not under siege. The intensity that once defined public reaction has softened into routine interest. Each uneventful moment further normalizes their presence together, diminishing the impact of past criticism. In this sense, their story offers insight into how public figures can coexist with scrutiny without being defined by it. Rather than attempting to correct every misconception, they have allowed time to do the work. The gradual erosion of controversy has proven more effective than confrontation. Ultimately, the ongoing coverage of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce reflects a broader recalibration in celebrity culture. Their experience illustrates that not all narratives require amplification, and not all criticism demands response. Sometimes, the most decisive action is continuity. As public focus continues to shift, what remains is a relationship that has weathered its most turbulent phase without visible compromise. In choosing focus over reaction, Swift and Kelce have demonstrated a shared commitment to perspective, one that prioritizes substance over spectacle. And as the noise fades, their quiet persistence stands as the clearest signal yet. Amid relentless attention, they have chosen intention, and in doing so, redefined the story on their own terms. As the media cycle moves forward, the story surrounding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continues to expand, not through new controversy, but through the consequences of their composure. Analysts now point out that the couple's handling of criticism has shifted the spotlight away from speculation and toward a broader examination of how fame itself operates in the digital age. Their relationship has become a reference point in discussions about celebrity endurance rather than celebrity drama. One of the most notable developments is how their silence has disrupted the usual rhythm of public backlash. Typically, criticism escalates through reaction and counter-reaction, creating a loop that sustains attention. In this case, the absence of engagement has effectively stalled that process. Without confirmation, denial, or emotional response, narratives that once felt urgent have slowly lost relevance. The news agenda, driven by novelty, has been forced to move on. This outcome has sparked debate among commentators about whether the couple's strategy represents a new model for public figures. Rather than attempting to manage perception through constant messaging, Swift and Kelce appear to be relying on behavioral consistency. Their message, if there is one, is communicated through repetition, showing up, maintaining routine, and refusing to dramatize private life for public consumption. From a cultural standpoint, this approach resonates with shifting audience values. Viewers and readers increasingly express skepticism toward over-curated celebrity narratives. The desire for authenticity has, paradoxically, made restraint more compelling than disclosure. By offering less, Swift and Kelce have allowed their actions to be interpreted without guidance, creating a sense of genuineness that cannot be easily manufactured. The entertainment industry has taken notice. Executives and publicists have quietly acknowledged that the couple's low engagement strategy has minimized reputational risk. In avoiding reactionary statements, they have prevented the escalation that often leads to prolonged controversy. This has reinforced the idea that not every public figure benefits from direct engagement with criticism, especially when the criticism lacks substantive grounding. Meanwhile, the sports media landscape has adapted as well. Coverage of Kelce has largely returned to performance metrics and team outcomes, signaling a recalibration of priorities. Early concerns about distraction have diminished as his professional output remains steady. This shift has further weakened narratives that framed the relationship as a liability rather than a personal choice. For Swift, the implications are equally significant. Her ability to maintain creative focus amid heightened attention reinforces her long-standing reputation for compartmentalization. By separating her personal life from her professional output, she has avoided the cyclical pattern in which relationships become inseparable from artistic interpretation. This separation has allowed her work to stand independently of speculation. As time passes, the relationship's presence in public discourse has become more contextual than central. Mentions are often framed as background rather than headline, signaling a normalization process. What was once perceived as disruptive has been absorbed into the broader fabric of celebrity culture. This normalization carries its own implications. It suggests that the public, when deprived of provocation, is capable of recalibrating interest. The decline in reactive commentary indicates a collective adjustment, one driven not by persuasion but by exposure to stability. In this way, Swift and Kelce's relationship has challenged assumptions about what sustains attention. Experts in media psychology note that consistency undermines sensationalism. Without unpredictability, narratives struggle to maintain emotional momentum. Swift and Kelce's predictability, appearing together without spectacle, remaining silent without retreat, has neutralized the volatility that once surrounded them. The evolution of this story also highlights the limitations of outrage-driven engagement. Initial criticism thrived on immediacy and amplification, but lacked longevity. As attention shifted elsewhere, the absence of tangible conflict rendered earlier debates obsolete. This pattern underscores a broader truth about digital culture. Intensity does not guarantee permanence. Looking forward, observers expect the relationship to remain under observation, but not under interrogation. The couple's trajectory suggests a continued emphasis on balance rather than display. Any future developments are likely to be acknowledged rather than dissected, a marked contrast from the scrutiny that defined earlier stages. In the larger context of celebrity relationships, Swift and Kelce's experience offers a case study in narrative control through non-intervention. By resisting the urge to respond, they have shaped perception